Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Brad and you're watching Firewood at the Furnace. And today we are going to take the very first load of firewood to a customer in the new dump truck, the new to me dump truck. If you called it on the last video, I guess it was 2 weeks ago, or on the first Friday's video for the month of October, I showed you the truck, the new to me truck that I bought. It's a 1995 Chevrolet 3500 little 1-ton dump truck. And we've done some work to it since that video. I'm going to show you what's been done. I appreciate all your suggestions on some options to do with the floor. I'll explain my decision for now and why I made that decision to you. I'll show you what else we've done to it, chuck some wood in the back of it, and take you with me on its very first maiden voyage. So stick around. So to deliver this very first, or this 1/3 of a cord today, we're going to use the dump truck for the first time, like I told you there in the intro. And the pickup truck and the dump trailer are already here in the yard. But today, it's going to be the very first load with the new dump truck. And look who is driving. My beautiful bride is driving the dump truck. So we're going to get that thing loaded up and see how it works out today. So here she is. I'm sure the first thing you notice is that the door decals are on the truck now. Went ahead and cleaned her up a little bit more. Painted the body, sanded down the body and repainted that. Rebuilt some new sideboards on it that go up a little bit higher so that we can keep, or try to get a full cord in there, up to a full cord anyway. I did put some newish rear tires on it. I found some tires that somebody was changing out on their truck. These things are about 75–80%. I got a good deal on them, so I went ahead and switched out. All 4 tires have matching tread depth. I appreciate everybody's comments on there about not putting mismatched tires on there because it's hard on the rear differential. But I sanded down and painted the frame and the suspension underneath on both sides. And for the bed, you all know the bed was a little rusty. I went ahead and I welded on some angle iron up there in the front and through bolted the mats, this poly bed liner, down through the mats and through the floor of the bed. And as far as the rust went underneath, I cleaned up everything underneath and painted it with a rust converter first, and then a rust primer, and then put the mats down. The mats are a little wavy right now because it's hot out here, or warmish out here today. The sun's beating on it, so they've expanded a little bit. When it was cooler, the mats laid flat in the bed. So I'm gonna have to trim those a little bit because as they expand, it ran out of room and it's a little tight front and back. So I'll trim the ends of those mats and get that to fit a little bit better. Now, the reason I went ahead with the cheap route about the bed and didn't totally replace the floor yet is because I want to see how well this truck runs, if I come across any problems that are going to be financially not worth putting the effort, time, and money into. I mean, all in all, I think the truck is a very solid truck. I don't expect to encounter any problems with it, but I just want to run it for a little bit and make sure. And then once I see how much use I'm gonna get out of the truck, I will go ahead and do a more permanent fix to the bed if I think it's worthwhile. I put seat covers on the truck. Let me take you over here and I'll show you. The seats were in pretty good shape except for the driver's side, and had a little tear in it with some duct tape over it. But I went ahead and put some cheap seat covers on it. Steering wheel cover, things like that. Did a nice custom pinstripe job down the front. But I think it's looking pretty good. I cleaned it up, put my branding on it, and today we're gonna back over here and put a face cord of oak in the back of it, and you're gonna get to see right along with me how well this thing is gonna work. we go. That is 1/3 of a cord loaded in the truck. You can see there's plenty of room here in the back. The floor is not even covered. We're just barely up even with the sideboards, and the front's still a little low as well. So I think 1 cord getting in this truck is definitely possible. So we will find that out here very soon when we test that out to see if a full cord will indeed fit on the truck. But just wanted to give you a look at it before we jump in here and go make this delivery. So far so good with how it's running. I've driven it around a little bit around town here. Brady's went for a ride, and as you saw, Val has even driven it. I think I'm going to teach my boy how to drive a manual transmission in this truck as well here in another year or so. The new generation doesn't know how to drive manual transmissions anymore, but Brady will. All right, I'm going to get the truck turned around, backed out of here, and we'll head out on this delivery. So I got to thinking way back in the beginning of this YouTube journey. I think it was video number 2. I don't know why I remember this, but I think it was called Free Firewood. I did a video and I talked about having a name for my truck, my pickup truck, and I call it Big D. And I got to thinking I need a name for this old girl here. So I did a little brainstorming, can't really come up with anything yet, but I was hoping you all would help me out and maybe come up with a name for this little dump truck. Maybe something like Little Red or something like that. But anyway, as you can see, we are heading down the road right now, and the delivery is only about 6 or 8 miles away. So we'll be there in just a few minutes, and when we get there, I'll set the tripod up, back the truck up where he wants it dumped. I think he said right near the end of his driveway, and see how she comes off. Is it back far enough, or okay? It's all oak, so it'll be good for you. How'd it get you going?
That's my favorite color. I love it.
Yeah? Well, hopefully it works out good.
Things happen.
Yep. Well, I appreciate it. I know you called last year and I wasn't able to help you out. I was
Okay,
sold
I
out.
understand that.
So,
Sometimes I get ahead on wood, sometimes I don't. My daughter-in-law loves to come up here and she burnt. Last weekend I heard like burning wood. I said, no, we're not burning wood. I said, for God's sakes, no. I said, you run me out last year almost at the end of the season. So I'm just teasing.
well, I got you on my list now, so I'll get in touch with you to make sure you don't need anything.
Theo carries wood all over the place. He's a little odd. He carries it from there over there to 2
Oh, nice. Well, he'll love this
The other
stuff.
one brings a big rock up from the creek, the big one on top of that one. So Theo's gonna love this.
Theo. There's Theo. What are you doing, buddy? Look, I brought you something. I brought you something. Theo, look. I brought you something. You want it? There you go. And who's this one? Grace.
Brad, I've got a creek down back. Grace carries rocks up.
Oh my goodness, are you serious?
Tell me this shit. Yes.
Carries this up.
Just yesterday. When to get to about 20 or so, then I put them in a wheelbarrow. I got to take them back down the creek. And she only likes this kind. It's like, okay, so I don't know what's going on. But
wow.
Pretty powerful tails. They keep me entertained, which is good. Keeps me out of trouble.
All right, well, you're all taken care of. Well, that worked out pretty well. Everything dumped out all right. 1/3 of a cord. Just had to pull up just a little bit there to get all of it out. Tailgate worked good. The matting stayed in the truck, which is a good thing. My boss Todd, my buddy Todd that I work for part-time, he told me one time he was dumping one of his big dump trucks full of rock, and when he put the body up in the air, the poly liner came out with the load, and they had a heck of a time getting the stone off the top of the poly liner so they could recover that. But just a little bit of firewood, I don't think I'm gonna encounter those problems. But there you have it, the very first load of wood delivered in the dump truck, and now we are heading back to the yard. Well, there she is back at the yard, ready to be put to bed for the night. I don't see anything smoking, I don't see anything leaking, and everything worked out the way I had hoped it would. So I think I'm going to be able to make a lot more use out of this truck than I originally planned, and I think I'm going to be using it a lot more than the trailers even now. So the next delivery that I have, where we are delivering one full cord, we're going to use the truck and just see how much it will hold and how full it gets with a full cord. But in the past couple days, I've been hauling some wood into the yard, which has got me jammed up. Let me show that to you right now. So this is all ash. There's a load here in the front, a load behind it, there's another load here, and a little bit of locust and ash over here. So this is all standing dead ash that I'm going to process here pretty quickly. And my plan is I'm going to block this up and move the rounds over here to my bundle area, and I'll be able to split that with the county line and split it bundle size right off the bat, and that stuff will be ready to go here very soon. When I accounted for all the wood that I have left for my heating wood orders and my fireplace orders, I kind of counted in the wood that I would typically use for making bundles, with just a little bit left over on the side, like a face cord or so. So I'm going to have to replenish my bundle wood supply, and this ash will make a perfect scenario for me to get my inventory back up for bundles, because as you can see, the bundle sales have picked up again. Just about, what's today? So 5 days ago, this had 17 bundles in it, and we are down to 4. Just 4 bundles left in there. So before the weekend, I've definitely got to replenish that supply as well. So that is going to do it for today's video. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and going with me on this journey. I'm sorry the whole video was pretty much about the truck, but it's kind of like a milestone for the hobby / business here and for the channel. So I wanted you all to be a part of that and see how it worked out, whether it went good or whether it went bad. So for the very first run, all things considered, it's a win. So please like, subscribe, tell your friends about the channel. I appreciate y'all being here. This month, coming on the Thirsty Thursday live stream, I have got some finalized news for this year's fellowship at the furnace. Quite a few things to talk about. That'll all be on the live stream. If you can't make the live stream, no worries. There will be a video out with all the details here in the next week or so. So again, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next Wednesday.